Hello and welcome to the build guide for the Leviathan. As the name implies, this is a big blaster, so let's get into it. Probably gonna take a little while today. As always, the parts are labeled by the pin that goes into it, so even if you're not fully paying attention to this build guide, you should be able to cobble this thing together. That says pin size 2, right. The name of the pin is of course on the side there. Right, let's begin. I've already put a pin size 3 into the rear hole there. That is part of the trigger linkage. Pay attention, this needs to slant upwards. Then you take the trigger core, put the second part of the trigger linkage on, and that's your trigger. It's supposed to look like this. Then, let's try to get a bit closer here. Then we're gonna put the trigger into here, shove it through to here, align the trigger core with the hole there. You can take a bit or something to shove that through and see if it fits. Then we take a pin size 1 and push that through here. This is what keeps this aligned. Okay, then lubricate this up there. I already did that. And then we're gonna shove the lever through the bottom hole here. We're gonna put that aside for a second. We're gonna take these two connector parts and the size 5 pin. There's only one size 5. And we're gonna sandwich this together with the hole at the top of the lever. This may fall apart multiple times and be rather annoying, but we're going to lock it down as soon as possible. Actually, you can do it a bit easier, now that I think about it. So we're going to take the size 5 pin out again. We're going to put that in here, align it, take a size 4 pin, push it through, then look there, put the second connector in, and this should move really freely. Now we put this in. There's a million ways to do this. Well, not a million, like there's 2 ways to do this. This one's probably easier. Then we take the size 5 pin, lock it down, and then this is a bit complicated. You need to sort of move this back and then thread this over there. This needs to come in at an angle. It's gonna click and then you should be able to close it. Now if we put the main connection pin in, it should be able to do this motion really easily, which it does. That's good. Okay, now we're gonna take this part and we're gonna thread it through here and then into here. This is a bit tricky to do, but do it a couple times and you'll be a natural at it. Otherwise you won't be able to insert that pusher anymore. Okay, so far so good. Next up, we're gonna take our connection bars here and put the long way. There's a short distance and a long distance. The long distance goes towards the rear. In we go. Then we take this connection piece. Actually, do we take this connection piece? We're not going to take this connection piece just yet. Make sure this is still all aligned. We can, at this point, put the main axle pin in, that the whole thing will revolve around. We're going to take the Magwell, put that on. That's just a matter of aligning these 2 holes here, and also getting the rods for the trigger linkage in. This may be a little bit crunchy, Make sure everything still moves just fine. Then we're gonna take the mag release, insert it through the bottom here. Make sure it's aligned with these two pins. That's a size 1 and a size 2. And we're gonna put these pins in. And size 2. And that's locked down. Very good. Now we're gonna lubricate these tracks. Should be. Use plenty of lubrication. Good advice for life. We're gonna slide those over this. Then, next, we're gonna take the top Picatinny rail, that's like a structural part this time, and we're gonna slide it into that dovetail at the top here. Size 1 pin, right here. As always, if a pin is a bit too loose, you can always pull it out a little bit. Bend it, and then it will be more stable. Okay. Make sure the pusher is nice and aligned. Then we're gonna take these two spaces, this trigger part, and another size 3 pin. And now we're gonna assemble the trigger, like the physical trigger. That's just done by taking the pin, putting one spacer on it, putting it through that bottom hole, and making a little trigger sandwich, just like so. And then we're gonna get that into here, push it together. Should rotate fairly freely. Make sure the trigger is in the forward position. And now we're gonna take this entire thing and slide it into each other. Everything should line up nicely. And then it's fairly smooth sailing, I would hope. We're gonna push this at the rear, fairly far back. I'm gonna put that back a little bit. So it's easier to push those in. You need to make sure this is all one continuous hole. Yeah, looks pretty good. That pusher is still a bit too loose. There we go. Then take a size 4 pin, put that through the end here. Make sure it's nice and flush. And this is like the entire charging mechanism. Okay. Now we need to make sure to lock this down. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move the trigger back and forth a bit and see where the actual trigger is. Oh, doesn't want to move up. Think I got it. And then put a size 1 pin through that. Like so. Make sure it's moving relatively freely. Okay. This is all rather wobbly right now, so we're going to put a size 2 pin through the top there. And we're going to work on the... This is also a bit loose. Excuse me. Whoop. And we're going to tie all this down now. So, What you're gonna do is you take your string, put it through here, through the front, tie a temporary, like semi-temporary knot. I'll double it up just for the time being. And we're gonna load. It's all moved apart a bit because it's not locked down yet. And we're gonna undo this knot and crank this knot down as hard as possible. Okay. And secure it with a double knot. Whew. Okay. Good, good. Good, I'm gonna do this. There we go. Now. Then you cut the ends off, like this. Take a lighter. Stop messaging me while I'm doing videos. Thank you. Wonder who that was. And then you take the ends and tuck them into this square hole there. At this point, I would also discharge the blaster so it doesn't... So it pulls itself together, essentially. So, we're gonna take these connector points. Be careful, these are not like symmetrical. You can do a little test fit. And it's the shorter part that goes forward. Like there's one part where the hole is slightly closer to the edge. That's the one that goes forward. Oh, very funny when you have elephant's foot. Couple taps with a hammer will fix that. Then you take the muzzle insert, put that in, and then you just slide all this together. Oh, easier said than done. Yeah, it's always this bottom one that's causing me issues. Sorry for that. There we go. At least that's solid. Okay, size 2 pin through the bottom on both sides. And size 1 through the top. There. And there. Oh man, these are stubborn connectors. That one doesn't want to go in for some reason. It's like way out of alignment as well. Oh, it's... I don't know why it's causing so many issues right now. God damn it. That's almost riveted. The problem here was the bottom connector for some reason was like squished onto the build plate, and it really had issues like moving in there. But now it's in. Okay, done with that. Let's build the rest of it. Okay, we're gonna take an additional 2 size 2 pins, and we're gonna put them into this rear facing hole there and there. like that. And then we're going to assemble this entire thing. Okay, we're going to begin with putting these bars in. They have one side with one hole and one side with two holes. The side with one hole goes towards the rear. Size 1. Then we need a size 3 pin down there. Ooh, that will be very loose. There we go. Then we take this connector, cover thing, and put it on like that. Make sure the wider section is towards the top. And we're gonna, whoops, stay here. We're gonna take this, just slide that on. Next we're gonna take that part and you need to like kind of thread that in through the top here so it's like connected properly. And we can put this in as well. That just drops in through the top. Okay, those down here are size 3. So take both of those. Seems good. We're gonna put size 2 pins on the top there, like in the hole. Make sure you don't slip there and accidentally stab yourself on these. And we're gonna take this cover and slide that on. Okay, connect it to these pins. And get in. There we go. Pretty good. Now what you're gonna do is you just align all this and then slide it together where it will connect to the front pins there, create a nice even look. We're gonna punch a size 2 pin through the top there and 3 size 1 pins through the bottom remaining holes. Now, lastly, we have these little bone-shaped parts. Those go in here. They're like a protection against torque. I can't do this with my hand right now. The spirit is willing. There we go. And get in there. There we go. Right, blasted on. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.